So we are back with the Sunday night analysis. This is the second episode in this series that I'm going to be doing for you guys. So what you guys are going to be getting out of these videos, you guys are going to be getting out my overall analysis on where I think the market's going to be moving going forward. So far, last episode, the fruition is coming true. Um, Based off just basically what I was talking about analysis wise. But on top of that, you guys are just going to be getting out my analysis for the upcoming week, overall analysis for the upcoming economic news that's going to be happening each day for the trading week. And then third is going to be my plan of attack for the entire week. So we're going to dive straight in. You guys can see just based off this chart here, this is the micro chart for ES futures on the weekly time frame. So we're going to give you a little rundown on what I talked about last week. So basically what I was seeing, last week's weekly candle that closed very bearish underneath all of this support, which actually came up and retested this price area as new resistance and actually kept the downward momentum. So basically what I'm going to go ahead and think of that as is there's weekly lows that were put in back in October and November of last year that ES never came back and either A, retested, or B, came back down and swept out as liquidity. So basically what I think now is going to happen, I have the 100-day moving average up on the chart. That's this blue line down here you guys can see on my chart. It's a little extended down here on the weekly time frame, but what I think is going to be happening now is since ES finally broke to the downside last week and retested and actually kept the downward momentum, I think ES is going to come out and take out these two lows that were put in last year at the end of the year. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for downward momentum still. Like you guys can see there was a small gap, but the wick filled it. That's only realistically, it's probably going to be like, I don't think it's going to be like a 10% move, if I'm being honest. Like if it came down 12.5%, that would be retesting the previous all-time high as new support. But the same thing is going to apply. I think there's going to be, or how do I want to say this? I think this is going to be the start of the first pullback for this year, which that's going to be a big buying opportunity for a lot of people and different portfolios. So I think it's going to be very important for you to have cash on the side. Me personally, I'm going to be looking to start some new positions with this pullback. I think it's going to be very beneficial to add to current positions and obviously start any new positions that you'd want to consider off this pullback. I think right now, ES probably still has some room just from where it's at. I think it can probably still drop another maybe 100, 200 points just based off where it's at. Sweep out these two lows and then continue back to all-time highs throughout the next quarter. But basically for the rest of this quarter, which there's only about 2.5 weeks left in this quarter, I think ES is just going to keep continuing down. It's going to come take out these two lows as liquidity, and then, like I just said, move back to all-time highs, which from all-time highs down to where it could possibly sweep out these two lows, it's not even a 10% correction. So that's just a really good buying opportunity, like I said, for longer-term portfolios and adding to any other portfolios. So you guys can see up on my chart, I do have the economic news for this upcoming week. So obviously, Sunday, futures market opens tonight at 5 p.m. Central Time. So that is the start of the futures market open. And then I know a lot of people trade the Asia session open tonight. Coming into Monday, there's orange folder, Tuesday orange folder. Honestly, a lot of the times when news is on Monday, there's usually pretty good opportunity. I know last week, Monday and Tuesday was no news. So now having news the entire week besides Friday, it's going to be pretty good. So we should have a lot of opportunity this week. One thing I'm going to be keeping note of, Wednesday is PPI. I know a lot of people try to trade PPI as if it's consumer price index news. I never in my life ever want to trade core PPI as if it was CPI news. I never, ever, ever want to trade it because I know a lot of people will talk about, oh, well, CPI wicked both ways. Well, PPI really expands both directions. It's very unpredictable. It's not great to load up on accounts for evaluation accounts and then go try to trade PPI news. It's not a good idea. So I'm just gonna trade these first 3 days as business as usual. I'm gonna come to the market with my plan intact, risk managed, and just execute on what I'm seeing. So Thursday, unemployment claims, fully fed manufacturing index, and new home sales. 7:30 news, and then 9 a.m. news. We could see some type of opportunity in between that window, between market open at 8:30 Central Time to 9 a.m. I think we could see some opportunity in there. If not, we're just gonna be cautious of the orange folder news at 9 a.m. But honestly, I don't see a lot happening with new home sales unless some freaking Twitter shit happens or whatever. But yeah, news-wise, I think this week's gonna be pretty good. Friday might be a good day to just de-risk a little bit. Being the last day of the trading week, there's really no point to over-leverage or oversize, um, especially with no news on Friday. It's just not a smart idea to come into the market disregarding your entire trading plan. Friday might be a good day to just de-risk a little bit, and see if you can catch a base hit. If you don't catch any trades, so be it. It's a Friday. It's the last day of the trading week. There's no point to force any trades at the end of the week, especially if you're having a good week. Like you could potentially blow your entire profits that you made on Friday just because you're trying to make more money. But that's not how you should go about it. But basically, my plan of attack, I'm back on funded trading. I trade with my funded futures. So basically, my plan of attack for this upcoming week, I'm going to start building my buffer. So for any of you guys who don't know, I'm a breakout and breakdown trader. I do all of my executions solely on the 5-minute time frame. I don't go anywhere underneath the 5-minute time frame to do any executions anymore. I find a lot more consistency trading the 5-minute time frame on my executions. I still do a top-down analysis from the daily time frame all the way down to the 5-minute. So I'll do analysis from the daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, 15-minute, and then execute my trades in the 5-minute time frame. So I find a lot of my support and resistance levels on the 15-minute time frame and the 1-hour time frame. The daily and the 4-hour help me get direction for the day and see where price could potentially expand to for that given trading day. But in terms of the trades I take, the 5-minute really helps me get a lot of conviction behind the trades that I'm taking. It does involve being a lot more patient, just because you got to wait every 5 minutes to see where price is going to be moving to for that day. But the overall conviction behind the 5-minute candle closes has helped me tremendously in my trading. But in terms of news, Monday and Tuesday is going to be normal for me. I'm going to show up to the market ready to execute on my plan. Risk is going to be intact for those 2 days. Wednesday, I'm going to be a little more careful. There should be a lot of opportunity with the data wick from PPI that morning. Should hopefully be a lot of draws and liquidity this entire week, pretty much. Friday, we're going to see what Friday holds because I know a lot of the time Fridays are usually pretty decent, especially with no news. You just want to keep your risk managed. So, yeah, in terms of last week, how I did, for any of you guys who don't know, Monday, I forgot exactly what I did Monday. Tuesday, I actually blew two 25K accounts on my funded futures, and then I actually had an incredible bounce back last 3 days of last week. I traded Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all green. I traded CPI like a lot of people did last week on Wednesday. I traded CPI and actually came out positive I was just under consistency on my 50K flex account on my funded futures, and then Thursday and Friday I both caught base hits to allow me to pass my valuation account. So now we're back on the funded stage. So it's just a matter of keeping everything consistent and following the trading plan so that I can build my buffer to take a 2K payout. That's going to be my goal. So we got like 2.5 weeks left in this quarter. Yeah. So plan of attack, keep everything simple. Nothing changes. That's how trading is. You keep everything the same. If you're finding consistency with what you're doing, keep everything the same. Dial in the risk management. Your emotions are going to be intact every single day. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I know this was probably a little shorter today, but it is what it is. We can even zoom in on the daily time frame here just to get a little more specific. So you guys can see what I talked about last week on Sunday. This was the breakdown candle that actually held this new resistance level and is actually allowing ES to continue to the downside since it's actually closed under the 100-day moving average on the daily time frame. So these are this is my major draw on liquidity that I think ES is going to come take out over the next couple weeks, and then probably either maybe put in like another swing high, then come take them. Like we could see something like this. Like we got the breakdown, retest here, came back up, retested this as new resistance. We could see like another retest here, come back up, make a new swing high, and then possibly take out these lows, and then maybe consolidate here for a little bit and then break back out to the upside. But that's going to take a lot of time for that to happen, especially being on the daily time frame. So I would want to see something like this happen. Like we got the retest here, and then I would like to see ES just sweep out these two lows over here, and then possibly break out. I could see it just accumulate for like small second, get really tight, and then break back to all-time highs. And I do think when ES breaks back to all-time highs, it's going to be really quick. Like it's going to be a really good breakout. So you swing traders out there, I think over the next couple weeks you're going to start wanting to get your positions and your cash readily available on the sidelines here, because I think in the next couple weeks, start of quarter two, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for breakouts on the indices. So but yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. These I'm going to keep doing for a long time. These are going to come out weekly at 7 p.m. Central Time every single Sunday. So yeah, like I said, you guys are going to be getting my full analysis for where I think the market's moving, and then obviously my analysis for upcoming news events that's coming up for the week, and then just my overall game plan. So kind of just want to keep these videos nice and simple for you guys, but also get out some longer form content that you guys can just watch me showcase myself as a trader. So if any of you guys who don't know, I just got my first payout recently. I'm working on getting my second one. This next account that I'm trading on funded, this is going to be my next account that I get a payout on. So you guys are going to be watching somebody trade consistently in real time every single YouTube video that I post, working towards getting my second payout. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, show some love. I'm going to add my Instagram and X account in the description. So if you guys enjoyed it, show some love. Love to react to some of your comments in the comments. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, show some love. Appreciate all you guys. You guys have a good one.